Welcome back, it's another Wednesday, which means it's time for another Star Trek product review, and this week it's going to be the second part of my two-part review of the fantastic David Goodman book, Star Trek, the first 150 years, or Star Trek Federation. Now, if you haven't seen the first part, feel free to watch it now. And this is where I stopped the previous part, with the trade agreement between the Tellarite Mining Consortium and the Akali. And chapter 4 is The Edge of Night. Which begins with the Enterprise missions under the previous commander, not James T. Kirk, but Christopher Pike, as you can see him on the top image. And of course there is also a brief mentioning of Captain Robert April and his missions. James T. Kirk. He's the third official canonical captain of the USS Enterprise, NCC 1701. Klingon spy operations translated from the Klingon. So this is about the contacts with the Romulans. Transcription of a speech by Romulan Praetor Verus III. The Two-Day War. The Organian Peace Treaty. Now this is the Capella Treaty. Destruction of the Tribble home planet. It's interesting that they added also things like this. Yeah, Robert Fox, he was also in an episode of the original series. Chapter 5, The New Era. Always only Nixon could go to China, which is of course the famous quote from Star Trek 6. This is Khan, who will probably be the main character of a new Star Trek TV show. Letter from Sarek to Spock. And we are already in the times of Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock. And actually in the time of the original 6 movies. Here you can see Gorkon. The assassination of Gorkon, which is the plot of Star Trek 6. And the Khitomer Accords, which were basically the basis of the peace between Klingons and the Federation. And here is the eulogy for James T. Kirk. So yeah, the book basically ends with the death of James T. Kirk. Now, I'm not really sure if they plan to do another 150 years, because this ends during the 23rd century, so there is a lot to cover in the 24th century and maybe even beyond. There were some rumors a few years ago that David Goodman is working on the second book, but I haven't heard about it for many years, so I have no clue if it's still a thing which will happen or not. Now, if you have seen the previous video, you know that I said that this book is not only a book, but it has a few special surprises, and these are the things I was talking about. There is a nice little envelope added at the end of the book, which contains a few interesting goodies. So, this little envelope past due, to hell with them, nice. From the IRS to Zephram Cochrane, the creator of the warp drive, and this is basically... these are his notes. So these are his notes to the Warp 5 drive. And this is the famous speech. This engine will let us go boldly where no man has gone before, which is the most famous quote used in the beginning of every episode of the original series, and in a slightly different form also in the next generation. Addendum from the author for the 75th anniversary edition. Yeah, nice. Now, these are pictures, of course, of the USS Enterprise. Constitution class NCC-17, Vessel 01, Revision 01. Technical specifications of the ship. United Federation of Planets Starfleet Command. USPA and Starfleet Command. UFB. Yeah, Walter Jeffries is of course the designer of the ship. In real life, bow orthographic view, stern orthographic view. These are the terms I have to learn finally to use them correctly. Starboard. So it's really interesting to see the Enterprise like this. For those of us who have only seen it on the show and always wondered where different parts are. The plan orthographic view, which I usually call the top view in my Eagle Moss videos. Okay, so that's the USS Enterprise, NCC-1701. What's this? Dear Mom, sorry I haven't written before now. This should be a letter from Jim to his mother. You can only guess which Jim it should be. Now, these are supposed to be letters from an alien alphabet. And on the backside there is an English translation. Federation membership translated from the Trill. I'm going to read it here, and this is really nice. Picture of the Trill inside his host, of the Trill symbiont. It looks like the things you usually see in hospitals. I'm not really sure right now what's the correct word for them. Okay, so these were all the goodies, all the little extras added to their book. Overall, it's really a nice little product, definitely worth the money, even though it did cost $100. Now you can find it much cheaper on eBay and quite often also on Amazon. So if you do like these things like this, I can definitely recommend it. Federation the First 150 Years by David Goodman, and I hope that we will get another 150 years one day. Good, so that's it for this little video review, or maybe overview would be the better term for this. Tell me what you think. Do you like these video reviews? If yes, I'm doing them every week, usually on Wednesday. So feel free to watch any of the previous videos. You should see some playlists on screen right now. And come back next week for... I don't know yet, but it will be probably some Star Trek book. I have to think about it first. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button and bye.